It's JM with the Bull Moon Gang, and today I've got another altcoin gem for you. Currently, this one is sitting at $37 million market cap, so not technically really low cap, but it has so much potential. And at 37 million, it still has potential to do a 10x or even more. So please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, comment, and share this to help out the channel. The altcoin I'm talking about today is called Sifchain. It is the world's first omni-chain decentralized exchange. A decentralized exchange is an exchange that has no central authority, that has custody of your wallets, coins, or funds. This is really important because of what happened with Robinhood. They halted users from trading assets like GME, AMC, Nokia, etc. because they're a company that has the ability to do so. A decentralized exchange has no company, has no central authority that can halt trading or do anything like that to its users, because it's just a protocol, it's just code that's running all of these orders. So Uniswap, for example, is the #1 decentralized exchange out there, and it's sitting at $16 billion market cap. And guess what? It can only trade Ethereum tokens, or tokens that are made on the Ethereum blockchain. So on a centralized exchange, take Gemini for example, you are able to trade all these different types of coins. And Sifchain is going to allow you to have that ability, but on a decentralized exchange. Alright, so flexible trading. Sifchain is the omni-chain solution for DEXs, more performant, more robust crypto economics for trading and security, more flexible trading capabilities, an extensible omni-chain roadmap, and eventual true DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, meaning there is no central authority, and people who have the coin can vote on changes to the organization. So some important points. It is a true omni-chain DEX. Sifchain will support cross-chain transactions for 20 to 25 of the top blockchains such as Bitcoin, Binance Chain, Polkadot, and EOS. These blockchains represent the overwhelming majority of all cryptocurrency trading volume. And how is it more performant? Well, it's built on the Cosmos SDK. Sifchain processes substantially more transactions per second than Ethereum, making it 100 times more efficient than the current leading DEXs. This equates to faster trades and lower fees, which is huge considering right now people are paying $20 to $100 in trading fees on other DEXs like Uniswap and 1inch. And it has continuous liquidity pools. The CLP is our primary financial primitive. Liquidity providers can earn income by providing liquidities in these pools. Swappers can send a transaction to a liquidity pool, trading tokens they have for those on the other side of the pool. And if I go to additional features, we'll be brought to this page, which has even more information. And another really important feature is that they're going to have order books, so you will be able to create limit orders and do token swaps. And this is huge because Uniswap doesn't give you the ability to make orders, and sure, you can make orders on 1inch, but that's limited to Ethereum coins as well. And finally, you'll be able to trade on margin, which is impossible on Uniswap, for example. So let's dive into their white paper. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to quickly go over some important parts. All right, so they're saying the constraints for existing DEXs is that they limit investors to a small subset of blockchain ecosystems. Another constraint is that they are slow and charge high fees due to performance limitations of the underlying blockchain. To capture the full market, an omni-chain solution on a more performant blockchain is needed. Sifchain is that solution built on Cosmos SDK. This section talks about the hybrid order book and continuous liquidity pools. So one key benefit of the CLP is the fee structure, which is responsive to the demand for liquidity by market takers. Prices inherit an inertia since large fast changes cause high fee revenue. As demand subsides, the fee paid decreases. This liquidity sensitive fee penalizes traders for being impatient. And this is an important quality in markets since it allows time for market changing information to be propagated to all market participants rather than a narrow few having an edge. Sifchain is also going to support conditional market and limit orders, including stop losses and take profit orders. And here's one of the most important things about the liquidity pools in Sifchain is that users can add liquidity asymmetrically, meaning they can add only ROWAN or only TKN, for example, for any token. Liquidity providers can add or remove liquidity whenever they choose. So instead of, for example, Uniswap right here, where you have to add 2 tokens to add liquidity, Sifchain will give you the ability to only add 1. And this is huge because 1, you don't have to add both tokens, and 2, you don't have to take the extra step of having to create a liquidity pool token. So for example, if I wanted to add liquidity to the ETH USDT pair, I would first have to create a liquidity pool token. So I just put 0.01 here, for example, and if I click on supply, you can see that you have pool tokens. And to create a pool token, it costs a fee, and then to add the token to the liquidity pool costs another fee. So this is a great article that Sifchain wrote on asymmetric liquidity. I'll link it in the comments below. So you can see here, with Sifchain, users who want to add liquidity to a pool can add any amount of either or both tokens. This is known as adding liquidity asymmetrically, which gives users ultimate flexibility. So there's some upsides to this. As one side of the pool increases, users can gain a higher percentage of the overall pool by adding tokens to the other side. And as you can see here, the interesting thing about the formula above is that it increases an economic incentive for users to balance the pool. So let's look at this example where there is 10,000 RUNE and 1,000 of token A in this liquidity pool. Bob puts in 1,000 of RUNE, and you can see that Alice has 96% of the liquidity, but Bob only has 4%. But if Bob decides to put 1,000 of token A instead of 1,000 of RUNE, you'll see that he has now 20% stake in the liquidity pool. So by balancing out the other side of the liquidity pool, he'll actually have a bigger stake in the liquidity pool and get more of transfer fees from it. And this is a huge incentive. All right, back to the Litepaper, how to trade margin. They just borrow liquidity from the continuous liquidity pool. And RUNE. RUNE is the governance token for Sifchain. Post mainnet, all protocol changes will be voted on by RUNE holders, with voting weight being proportionate to tokens held. Validators must stake RUNE to participate in network consensus, and traders must directly or indirectly purchase RUNE to execute trades against CLPs, ensuring demand for the token. And this is big because as more users start to use Sifchain and the DEX, then the demand for RUNE will actually increase, pumping up that price. And if we look at the underlying architecture, it's basically saying that validators reorder all transactions in a block so that those with the highest transaction fees are processed first. And this makes it so that the cost of spamming the mempool is prohibitively expensive for attackers. And then finally, it talks about cross-chain communication. So the technical architecture of each peg token will differ depending on the blockchain, but each will have some common infrastructure. Each source chain, for example, Stellar or Cardano, will have a specified peg chain, also known as a peg zone, in the Cosmos network with its own validators separate from Sifchain. Sifchain can verify peg zone validators transactions through Cosmos network's IBC. And right here, Sifchain uses a two-way peg protocol, which results in the swap of peg tokens. For example, a trade of LTC for TRX would be executed as transactions of peg tokens, CLTC and CTRX, on a Cosmos SDK blockchain. And this is big because even on a centralized exchange, you can't swap Litecoin for Tron. You first have to do Litecoin to USD or Litecoin to BTC, and then do USD to Tron or BTC to Tron. So if we check on the roadmap, this is actually not up to date because they've done the token sale, they've done the betanet launch, they've given the ability to stake and delegate and earn rewards, although SIFDAO and voting and governance is still to be determined. So what's coming in Q1, it's the IBC protocol, margin trading, and then additional peg zones. And Q2, you're going to start seeing limit orders and even more peg zones. All right, so if we look at the partners and investors, there are some big names here: NGC Ventures, TRG Capital, Alameda Research, GenBlock, Cosmos, Wings, Bitscale, Kinetic, Master Ventures, Mechanism Capital, and AU21 Capital. So some pretty big name partners there. So let's take a look at the team. Jazir Brooks is the project lead and CEO. He is a developer and entrepreneur with a BS in computer science and economics from Yale. Worked in the field of expertise for the last decade at Microsoft, Glassboard, Pixorial, and Madrone. He was also a technical product manager in Gigster, a computer software company providing digital solutions. Gigster is backed by Andreessen Horowitz and a Y Combinator and Greylock Partners. And then I suggest watching this video on the Crypto Coin Show with an interview with him. I'll link it down below. And then other team members were not yet revealed to the public, but amongst the content creators on their Medium blog is Luke Kim, and he might be in charge of marketing, maybe the active CMO. He was also a CMO for Vite Labs and is currently active advisor for nonfiction SF Bay Area based creative design studio, and he is a serial entrepreneur. So they're not like standard anonymous projects in that they're actually very corporate and have taken on a lot of tier 1 venture capital firms which do traditional due diligence on teams as part of their investments. We try to keep it focused on the team as opposed to individual members, but it's no secret that a lot of our credibility lies with the fact that we have so many members from the Thorchain team, including its early architect. And this gives them so much credibility and experience with cross-chain software and AMM token design. Jazir was not just involved in early architecture on Thorchain, but helped with the development on Cosmos official Ethereum to Cosmos bridge for the Interchain Foundation and the Polkadot to Ethereum bridge for Web3. So we are experts in cross-chain transactions, and this is from the Telegram chat. So beyond that, their team has a lot of experience with other crypto projects, including a YC-backed crypto startup and multiple crypto exchanges. Purely on the development side, we have over a dozen engineers, most of whom have prior blockchain experience on other major chains. They're supported by strong business development and marketing experience over many major famous cryptocurrency projects by our operations team. So their team is pretty stacked, gang. And if you look at Thorchain, you can see that it's a $1.4 billion market cap coin. And if we were to look at where Sifchain is right now in terms of market cap, we're around here, that little area right here. So we have the possibility to go a lot higher if we compare this to Thorchain and their technology. Since Sifchain is similar to Thorchain with some improvements and some differences, as well as the fact that it has some big name backers. So I'll link this down below as well, but it is their Medium and they do give pretty regular updates. And the thing that I love is that they already have a working product. As you can see, I was just on this page, I clicked on the DEX, and that brings me to the actual live DEX. And up here you can see that you can stake and delegate as well. Liquidity mining is giving 301% APY, and then if you want to delegate and stake, you can follow the instructions there. Currently sitting at 58 cents. And I've talked to the team on Telegram. They have 65 million circulating supply with the price of 0.58, and that makes the market cap around $37-38 million. All right, so let's look at the tokenomics. Total supply is 1 billion, which is kind of concerning. That would make this fully diluted value at 580 million. And the token distribution, you can see that the private round, the seed round, and the private round 2 take up a big majority of the token distribution, as well as the team reserve and the team. And pretty much here, the token unlocks will be after the Sifchain mainnet and 1/12 per month for 12 months, which is a pretty small window of time. So this token distribution and token unlock is the only thing that's really concerning to me, and I'd watch out every month for these unlocks and see what happens to the price, because there could be some negative impacts to the price whenever these token unlocks happen. Overall though, the Sifchain project looks fundamentally strong, and I'm really excited to see how this develops. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below what you think of this project, and have a great day.